Hi, welcome to our Hibernate tutorial. Let's look into the Hibernate criteria. This Hibernate criteria is a mechanism provided by the Hibernate. By using this Hibernate criteria, the developer need not to worry about the actual SQL query and the HQL Hibernate criteria language, Hibernate query language. By making the use of the methods provided by the Hibernate criteria, we can do retrieve the data from the database with some restrictions. So this is the by using this criteria, this is the best optimal way to retrieve the data from the database. So let us look into this program. So by using this create criteria method, it returns the criteria object. So by calling the list method on the criteria, it returns the list of records. See, we are passing the worker class, which is our poso class. So we should pass the poso class from which we need to get the data for the create criteria method, and this list returns the list of records of the object type, and we should typecast it into our poso class. See what happens here. We are simply running this program. We just call the list method on the criteria object, and we're just printing the data. See, we got all the records from the database table worker. Actually, this statement has been executed by the Hibernate inside. The select query has been executed. This query has been executed at this point of level. By calling the list method, the Hibernate is executing the select query inside and getting all the records from the database table worker, and finally we are printing all the data here. So this is what is happening in here. So we have this new line, we have added this new line to get all the records by ascending of the field name. By means of the names of the worker table, we are printing all the records as in ascending order. Let us see it. See, Ramu Satya. So all the records are in ascending order. So we have achieved this by means of this add order method will be used for ordering the selected list of records. Here we are passing the field name to sort the results. And see, by means of this, what query has been executed by the Hibernate. Select query from worker, order by. See, we can see the order by name. So So it is ordered by the name. We just make the use of this method, add order and order.asc, and we do not know about this actual SQL query. Let us get the descended list. See, it is in descending order, right? Well, this is how we have achieved this ordering. Here this add order method returns a criteria object, and we are storing that criteria object, and we are just printing it here. Let us create one more class to see all the restrictions, just like equal and remaining. So this is the one. Well, we're having this is add method, so in which we are passing the required field and the value. We are trying to get the record which has the ID 9871. So finally we are printing all the all the details of that particular record. This add method returns the criteria object. So let's run this. See, we got the record name Ramu, ID 9871, salary. Let's change this name. Well, this is a capital letter. See, we got the record details. Like this we can get by using the EQ restriction. Just like passing the value, we can check for the property also. We are particular about the value here. Instead of this value, we can check another property also. We can put another property here. See, by means of this EQ property, we can check for two different properties, whether if these two are equal for a record, it returns that particular record. Also, we have in-clause restriction for Hibernate criteria. So this in-clause restriction is used for the case in which we need to retrieve they retrieve the records from a database table which has list of list of the values. So in the case, if you see this program, we have Ramu and Krish for the names. So we are going to get the records from the database table which has the name as Ramu and Krish. So for these restrictions we can use this in clause. See, I have created one list. See, I have created another list, criteria list, which has Ramu and Krish. So I am passing this list in here, and I'm passing the field name also. So I want to get the records which has these list of values for the field name. See what happens. It gets the records of the name Ramu and Krish. See, if I change this, so it doesn't have the name Suri, so that's why it just got this record with the name Raj. Let us run it again. Yes, we got it. Like this we can get. So without having this in here, I can pass the list of names within the this at here only. I can provide the names, list of names like this. See, it's working. So like this we can make the use of this in clause restriction. Let us see the OR clause. It executes the query in case if any of the condition, see there is one condition, left side there is one condition, after the comma there is one condition. So any of this condition is true, then it executes this query. So this is for the OR clause. If you see this in here, I'm trying to check for the name which has RA with the regular expressions, and another one is which has the name null. I'm running this. And it returned Ramu and Raz, which has the name starting with RA. See, it returns Krish. Let's create one more clause to understand pagination in the Hibernate criteria. This is the class. Oh, here we have these two: set first result, set max results. So this set first result is this pagination is to show the list of records and the number of rows and the number of pages we are going to display in the resulting page. So this first result is a record from where we are going to start printing, and this max result is number of the rows, number of the records we are going to print on the page. Let's run this and let's have a look into the result. See, we start printing from the 0. That means we start printing from the first one. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. So totally we have printed three records. See, we have mentioned the 3 in here, and from starting we are trying to print. So this is the first record. Let us see if we change this into 1 and if we change this into 2, what's going to happen. It start printing from here. Ram 1 Krish will be printed. Let's run this. See, so this is how we can take the control of the resulting pages by means of this pagination in Hibernate criteria. Let's create one more class to understand projections in Hibernate criteria. In some cases, while retrieving the data from the database table, we may need to display a few fields or few columns data, but not all the columns data. So in such cases, we can make the use of these projections in the Hibernate criteria. See here, in this, I'm trying to print all the records with an ID and name. These two fields only I'm going to print. In this case, I'm adding these properties to my projection. So I have created one list, projecting list. So this list will be holding the list of properties. See, we are setting all the properties to this projection list. And I'm passing this projecting list to this method, set projection method, which returns the criteria object. See how this is going to work. See, it displayed all the records, but it displaying only ID and name, as we have already specified in the projections ID and name. So here it is displaying only ID and name of the records. So this is how we can make the use of these projections in the Hibernate criteria. Thank you. Thanks for watching.